Let's do one thing. Let's thank our technical guests and move on to Siddharth Khemka, the head retail research at Motilal Oswal, who joins in. Siddharth, hi, good morning, and thanks for joining us on the show. I want to start with SBI, which is clearly the stock of the week, right? An 8% rally this week, large delivery-based buying, sitting at a record high. Do you think there's more headroom on the upside?
Yeah, Sonia, good morning. Good to be on the show early morning. So I think, if you see overall results, the banking sector have kind of continued to deliver, but there has been some concerns with regards to the NIM compression. The larger concerns for the banks has been the growth in the deposits. Luckily for SBI, these concerns have not been that bad. Then the NIM compression is not that high compared to some of the private peers. Even on the deposits growth has been pretty strong. And to back it all, the valuation seems to be pretty comfortable. The market kind of continues to like the overall PSU packs. And if you see the overall results that have come so far in terms of the interim numbers, again, within the banking space, we have seen that the NIMs of PSU banks have stood resilient, with several of them reporting sequential expansion in terms of margins, while private banks continue to see the NIMs pressure. So I feel within PSUs, SBI continues to do well. We definitely have a very positive view on SBI, and we feel there is still room for further upside, as well as re-rating. Both put together puts SBI in a very sweet spot. We have a very positive view with a buy rating and a target price of 800.
Okay, all right. Hi, Sid. Morning. Good to see you in. Sid, what about Zomato? Yesterday the numbers look pretty good. The stock did pop up, but then it did see some bit of selling, though they're still continuing to, guide that Blinkit turns around in the first quarter of next fiscal.
Yeah, Nigel, good morning. So I think pretty good set of numbers from Zomato. Finally, the quarter came in where they turned around on EBITDA level and started reporting a positive EBITDA. Overall, strong beat across street expectations as well as our expectations. Revenue growth of 15% sequentially, almost 70% growth Y-on-Y, and just see the beat of almost 60% beat in terms of the revenue growth, and largely driven by the non-food, where Blinkit was pretty strong. On the EBITDA level, it turned positive, reported a margins of 1.6% against negative 1.7% previous. So sequentially, we've seen the first quarter of EBITDA profit, and we believe that the company should now report healthy EBITDA for FY24 as well as FY25. So FY25, we are expecting EBITDA margins of 4.5%, which should lead to a net profit of about 360 crores for this year, but a massive 1,000 odd crores, 950,000 crores of net profit for FY25. So we believe that the long-term growth story for Zomato is pretty strong. We do not expect much of competition, which could intensify in the near term, despite the entry of ONDC in the space. We believe Zomato would continue to be the market leader. We have upgraded our target price to 170 from 150 earlier, and we see another 18-20% upside in the stock based on the current results.
Any thoughts, Escorts, after the numbers and, of course, what they've said about the guidance?
Yeah, so Prashant, if you look at Escorts, the volume numbers were already seen, which were we saw the tractor numbers a bit weak, but Q3 numbers were clearly below our estimates. The recovery in tractor margin was lower, and a weak tractor demand. Volume was down 7% in the third quarter. So while the company again has lowered the expectation, they expect a 6 to 7% volume decline for the overall tractor industry for FY24, and also highlighted that Q1 could be weak if the elections are announced during that set period. So not much buying could happen. So I think it's a very cautious stance right now. For the next 2-3 years, the volume growth for overall tractor business could be a very low single digit, and also because of the high base of the last FY23, and because of which we could see a slower growth. Valuations are at high. Market seems to be a bit positive because of the change in management with the Kubota taking over the Escorts, and that is why a little bit of premium. But apart from that, don't see much positivity from the numbers, so we'll remain on sidelines. M&M could be a preferred pick because of the other businesses that they have apart from the tractors, so the SUVs which are picking up well for them, and that is why we could see a better pick in M&M compared to an Escorts.
Okay, and Escorts has cut their guidance, as we told you. FY24 industry guidance has been cut to minus 6 to 7%. More on that in a bit. But in the meantime, I also wanted your thoughts on some of the large caps coming out with numbers today. There's Hero MotoCorp, there's Tata Power, and Tata Power has been at a fresh high for a while now, 52-week high. You like any of these names ahead of their numbers, Siddharth?
Yeah, Sonia, I think within the autos pack, we have been very positive on the two-wheeler space. Hero MotoCorp will come out with results. We expect a very strong quarter in Q3 because of the festive season as well as the wedding season in the November, December. So overall, we are expecting total volumes growth, which was already declared is about 18% volume growth. Realization should be steady, which should lead to a revenue growth of 20%. Margins are seeing a sharp improvement on a Y&Y basis, and hence we are expecting a strong PAT growth of 46% for the third quarter. And we remain positive with a buy rating on Hero Moto. We believe two-wheeler space could continue to do well within the overall auto pack, and within that also, Hero is our preferred pick.
Right. Well, thanks a lot for that, Siddharth. Have a great day, a good weekend. We have just